We spend a lot of time getting to know each other and we do the small talk and we ask, what's your business and everything. But if we have a strong digital footprint, we can actually save time and energy doing that. Because what I do with any new connection is I check out their own digital blueprint to see who are they, what are they known for, and then I skim that on Google. If more of us start to optimize our actual digital footprint, this will allow us all to have that time and energy. So one of my posts that I created is very simple. You wanted a business so you could stay home with the kids. That was the point. You didn't want to miss out on their milestones. You wanted to be available for school events. You wanted flexibility. You wanted freedom. Then you started listening to people who run businesses, and the advice was the complete opposite of flexibility. Post consistently, do discovery calls, give your time and energy for free. But doing this as a mom, impossible, draining. As a single mom raising two high energy kids on my own, I knew there needed to be a different way. I did all the trainings, I followed the system, but then something happened after I got a client effortlessly from YouTube. I panicked. I knew that with my first book coming out, eventually I would be visible. It takes time, but you can also be found overnight. Then what? Getting on free discovery calls as a mom takes away from what you could do paid. That's why I found a different way. If you're a mom with a business or you're a mom who wants to start one, you need a path built for you. No time wasted on things that don't light you up. Fewer clients, higher income, and the system to be seen and heard among the noise. That's essentially what I built for myself after seeing how quickly a client went from cold to close. Now the conversion system for my birth business is solid, and I'm building the next layer in real time. I found a way to create content, teach a class, support other moms, and get paid premium, all with one thing. It's part of my ecosystem of attraction and glass slipper marketing. And today I teach it in the lens of personal branding. If you missed the previous class, here it is. And then I put my first class down. So you need to recognize that this is obviously to attract people into the mistress mind and start to get the questions. But this is also going to show up later inside of here. Because everything that you post within your actual ecosystem is going to help you with your digital footprint. So you need to be aware you do already have a digital footprint. In fact, it's always working for or against you. If you're not using your full name, your first and last name, and you don't have personal channels, then your digital footprint is scattered. Mine is very well integrated. Depending on what prompts I put into the asking of the AI, I can either have this for my birth side of my business or my business side of my business. I also have the personal development side with my book, No More Mommy Martyr, The Path to Sovereign Motherhood. So you need to recognize that as you grow, your business grows. At the same time, if you are only under one label of your business brand, this fragments you. It makes it harder so that when you're networking with people and it's been a while, they may not know that you're up to something completely different than you were the last time they talked to you, which means that they don't know how to send you the right referrals for what you need. And they may send you someone who you no longer work with those kinds of people. And then that also kind of reflects badly on the person who sent the referral in the first place. Having a digital footprint allows you to have people quickly Google, what are you up to right now in real time? And you are posting on Threads and LinkedIn so that it automatically updates without them having to go to every single one of your social media channels, reading all of your content just to find out, or getting on a call with you and spending a lot of time in the get to re-know you phase, because you're always changing, you're always evolving. And somebody that you met even a few months ago may be doing something completely different the next time you see them. I've noticed a lot of times when I get into coffee chats with people that I haven't seen in a while, they may be up to something completely different. There was one woman who was in the birth space with me at the same time that I started empowering moms, and she went in a completely different direction. There's also another mom that had a very thriving business for sleep consultation, who then went into higher levels of teaching mom's business, and now she's doing something completely different with AI. So when you recognize that we all grow, we all evolve, we all have these digital footprints, what you then also see is how much time we spend trying to just catch up. So being able to have the ability to tell someone, hey, I'd love to get on a call with you and catch up. But before we do, how about you just go into Google AI and type in who is your first and last name and what are they known for in, and then you put in your new framework of what you're working on. In fact, this is what I do. I ask the question, tell them about Carly's mistress mind. So, what is Carly's mistress mind? And then what comes up on that one? Carly Bonderud's Mistress Mind is a premium group coaching program and live workshop series centered on her ecosystem of attraction marketing framework. It is designed for entrepreneurs who want to build a high authority digital presence and a compounding business model. The program is structured as a high tier ways to work with her, focusing on real-time implementation and collaborative building. I don't waste a lot of time in the get to know you phase. I want my clients to come to me pre-sold. The core components are live workshops. Participants attend live sessions every 2 weeks to build out their digital systems in real time. Ecosystem implementation. The curriculum focuses on her Grow Your Garden of Abundance philosophy, teaching members how to create content that acts as seeds to attract clients. Interactive support. Unlike her self-study options, the Mistress Mind offers direct coaching support within the group setting. Recorded archive. Members of lower-tiered programs like the Self-Study VIP typically gain access to the recorded trainings from the previous Mistress Mind sessions. Relationship to other services. The Mistress Mind sits between her entry-level educational content and her premium one-to-one coaching, providing a middle ground for those who want community support and live interaction without the higher cost of private consulting. Carly Bonderud's pricing tiers for her digital marketing and empowerment programs generally range from low-cost self-study to high-ticket coaching. While specific event pricing for the Mistress Mind can vary by cohort, her established structure typically follows these levels. Entry level, the Empowered Birth book, price approximately $29.99 for paperback or $9.99 for Kindle. A foundational guide for women seeking natural birth without medical compromise. Tier number 1, the self-study VIP. They didn't put my price, but self-study VIP is $97. That's one of the price points that may change in the future as I have higher levels of my premium coaching and as I also allow for my coaching queens to take on more of the actual lower level calls. Everything gets replaced over time so that you still protect your highest form of energy, which is yourself and your ability to help people. And then in addition to that, you also want to be paid well for your time. So that's why with the Mistress Mind, you pay $400 a month to get access to the live calls and the live support within our group chat. You also get access to me at a higher level because I am looking at the ecosystem audit of your digital footprint. And then in addition to that, we also have lower levels where people are not in the call with us, but they are also paying for the self-study VIP, which means that they get access to the call. The call does get edited, so not everything in this call is going to be accessible for self-study VIP. This is just for you. And one of the examples that we get to show you within the actual mistress mind is how we're able to bounce back even when there's kid interruptions and chaos, like you kind of saw earlier. So one of the other things that you need to know is that your time is incredibly valuable as a mom and as an entrepreneur. And you really do need to protect that time and energy. And you cannot be spending all of that time explaining your prices and explaining your all of your system and everything that you have, your entry points. Because when you do that, when you have to explain all of your entry points, you're missing the most valuable thing, which is what you do. You see, information is now widely accessible. It's so accessible that I can look up anything I want with Google AI. And automatically, what happens is that when you are easily searchable, people are going to be like, I want to just get the information for free. Okay, that's fine. They can get the information for free. It's not information that gets someone from point A to point B. So what you really need to understand is that it's not just information that's valuable. Information is about to be completely free. Once people learn how to do this ask and answer feature, they're going to be able to get information. And a lot of people are already frustrated because their clients are using ChatGPT. But the truth is that you can't stop people from choosing to use ChatGPT. You can't stop people from choosing to not talk to a human right away. They may have issues that they're trying to work through and they don't want to ask for help yet. They don't trust you enough to be able to guide them. So if you have yourself indexed within the actual system, then they can also learn what you would say about something. And they can also learn to trust you. And then when they have those actual issues, which only a human can help solve because it's about presencing, it's about grounding yourself, it's about having somebody hold your hand as you're working through your fears to go and do the thing, then what that does is add the value. So I'm not charging for information. In fact, the information that I'm putting out is going right onto YouTube. In fact, if you're watching this on YouTube, then you already know I gave you the little bit of the training. But that's not the only thing that I do within the Mistress Minds. I also take a moment to do a Q&A, and it's more like a laser coaching session with the members of the group. So now the next piece is that over the course of the next 2 weeks before our next Mistress Mind, you're going to comment on your threads. You're going to comment on LinkedIn. You're going to comment on Facebook. You're going to comment on Instagram. You're going to create videos if you feel really inspired to do that. And you're going to put those on YouTube because you now understand that YouTube takes the transcripts of videos and also seeds that and puts it into your digital footprint. I call it the digital footprint, but it's also a digital blueprint because at the same time, when you look at it and you see what it already knows about you, it can also spark ideas of where you can go next in your personal branding and where you can also start collaborating. So the next Mistress Mind is going to be on collaboration. So right now we're really working on the side of building our digital footprint. And then next session, we're going to look at how to amplify that within the actual collaboration. The point is you need to be visible. In order for this to work, you need to take away the faceless side of things and start showing up. And I understand that that can be absolutely intimidating. I used to hide behind a brand. It wasn't even my brand. I hid behind the brand of Improving Birth because they had the credibility. But then at one point, I realized that that was limiting me because I could only post things that were within the on brand of Improving Birth. And I didn't own that. So then I created Empowering Moms. And I again hid behind an alias within Empowering Moms. But again, that limited me and I wasn't able to post as much. So then I also recognized I can just go with my name. And by going with my name, I'm able to show up as all of myself. And over time, I got over my fear of putting myself out there, of making a mistake, tripping on words. In this world of AI and everything being perfect, I want you to be okay with your wabi-sabi, imperfect self. I want you to be okay to make a mistake on camera. I want you to be okay with having a kid climb in the background. I want you to be okay with having background noises. I want you to be okay with having to drop off of something and come back to it. I want you to be okay with being you. I want you to be okay with actually doing the magic, doing the work. Because honestly, what you're really paying for is not the information. What you're paying for is for me to sit here and hold your hand, and I will absolutely hold your hand through this. So thank you so much for being here. And remember, I'm just a call away. So that's pretty much it. That's what we have for the Mistress Mind. Thank you so much for being here. Again, remember, it's all about implementation. Implementation is key, and about collaboration. And if you want to be on the podcast, there's still some space available. So just reach out to me and I will get you on for a coffee chat. Okay? Thank you so much for being here. And now I call this circle closed. Namaste.